Hey guys, it's Luke here and welcome back to another video. Now today, well, as you can probably tell, is a very long video. Now there is of course a reason for that. I'm of course going to be showing you the new look of my Golf R, which I shall be doing very shortly. But then after that, what we're going to do is we're going to cast our mind back to fitting all these different parts and bits and bobs of the car to kind of show you how it's done and what happened really. So that's the reason for this video being so long. But the car's there, literally just there off camera right now, and it looks stunning. It really does. So yeah, I guess all there is to do now is cue the music, which I used to actually reveal this car to you back in November last year. The same song. It's a song I've never used since then, and I always had the idea of doing that. So I think we'll play that, show you the car, and then we can go into some more detail. But yeah, here it is. Meet the new look of my Golf R. So here we go then, the new look of my Golf R. Now, before any of you guys comment, no, I haven't gone for another garish wrap. I've gone for a clean approach, and probably just from now you'll probably struggle to see some of the differences, but we'll get onto that very shortly. So what we're going to do first actually is we're just going to hop inside the car, because I do have something to show you very quickly. Now down here I have a car lock tracking device installed. Now, after I've actually done a few videos kind of the security of cars and how the Golf Rs are so vulnerable to being stolen, the guys over at CarLock actually decided to send me out one of their units. Now basically what it is a tracking device. So whenever you park your car wherever it is, say for example I'm in Winchester at the moment, you can lock it, and then if on a very unfortunate occasion the car actually goes out of this kind of security ring, then you'll basically get constant notifications, calls and notifications about the car, even like when it started up, where and what time, harsh accelerations and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's really cool. I'm actually gonna try and, well, perhaps kind of try it out a little bit later on, pretend to steal my own car. But anyway, there's some links down in the description for you guys to go check that out. Super cool device, and literally just plugs into your OBD port down there by the accelerator. Anyway, we're gonna hop out of the car now, because I have some stuff to show you. Now, I think we'll probably start off with probably the most obvious visual modification, and that is the tyre stickers. Now these tyre stickers are from Individual Graphics. A huge shout out to them for sending me them out. Now on closer inspection you'll probably notice that they are custom. They are Hampshire photography ones. Now that's one of the awesome things about this product, right? So you can have kind of Pirelli or in this case Continental tyres, but you can do custom, literally whatever you want, whatever font you want, whatever colour you want. So yeah, they are a very interesting addition to the car. Now I'm personally a big fan of tyre stickers, as you may know, because if you've been following for a while, then you'll probably know that I did some temporary ones on my previous car, the Audi A1. However, with this, I think it looks so good. Now I've actually had them for a while. I was going to put them on when I put the green wrap on from Venom Wraps, but I thought in the end, I think it will look better with the blue. A lot cleaner, a lot more, I don't know, a lot more subtle in a way. But yeah, that's a thing. They're on there now. But actually, what we're going to do is we're going to go back inside the car, because I'm going to try and do this in like a chronological order. So the first thing we fitted, which you may have noticed just a minute ago, and also in the B-roll, is this, a brand new custom steering wheel. Now this is from Carbon Cockpit. Again, a huge shout out to them. This thing is a work of art. So what I've done here, again, customized it. We'll hop back in the car, close the door quickly. So what we've done is basically we've gone for a theme. So we've gone carbon, Alcantara and blue. Obviously this would not work when the car was green, hence why I wanted to wait till the car was back to blue. We've also got new shift paddles. Now you may remember I had some T-carbon ones on the car previously, which were paddle extensions. Now these, I don't think you're going to be able to tell, but these are literally paddle replacements, the whole thing. and they look absolutely stunning. So to kind of give you a bit of a rundown of the wheel, we've got a carbon fiber top and bottom. It's a flat bottom system, slightly more, I don't know, it's slightly more reshaped, and also on the Alcantara hand grips, you can probably see the shaping there, which kind of molds around your hand. We've also got some blue stitching, which again goes really nicely with, well, the outside of the car, the theme of the car. The shift paddles have little minus and plus symbols on them. You may be able to pick that out there. And also the blue 12 o'clock marker. Absolutely love this thing. It just makes it so much more of an occasion to be sat here. Absolutely love it. And that was the first thing to be fitted to the car. Now, hop back outside to bring you to the second thing, or the second round of things which went onto the car, and that was courtesy of Ultimate Customs. Now, the legends over at Ultimate Customs are actually giving me, or giving you guys, 10% off any of the orders for anything on their shop. So there'll be some details here. The code is HP10, and it'll give you 10% off your checkout for anything above £100. Now, they sent me out 4 things in total. So I basically have changed the whole mirror setup of the car. We've got some genuine carbon fiber mirror covers. They make a massive difference. And actually, I wanted to break away from the piano black sections of the car. Obviously, the aero kit, which comes as standard, that's all piano black. And I wanted to kind of change it up a bit. And also with the addition of the carbon wheel, again, I just wanted to preach the carbon moment, right? And also under that, actually, I'll just top back in here. I'll pop the indicators on quickly. I can show you, we have some dynamic indicators. How cool do they look? Just makes it is just a subtle thing, right? So I haven't gone overboard with this. I wanted to make it clean, subtle, yet, I don't know, OEM plus, and I know I say that phrase a lot. Now, another thing that they sent out to me was the door latch covers. Very, very small little mod, but make a massive difference, right? Because under here, you still get like a bit of chrome, but it's just not very appealing. So that's just a nice little visual mod, which actually I didn't order. They sent out to me for free, so that's very, very kind of them. So, moving to the back, we then have, I think, the party piece of the rear end. Well, minus the exhaust, which I'll get to in a moment. We have the Oettinger style carbon wing. Now, this thing just looks absolutely stunning, especially in the sunshine today. Look at that. Now, you guys may remember I had the Maxim Design lip spoiler before when I had the car wrapped. However, I wanted to go big. I always had the idea of getting this wing. So yeah, massive, massive win for me. I absolutely love it. Now, like I mentioned, the wing, the door latch inserts, and the whole mirror setup is all from Ultimate Customs, and you can use the code HP10 for 10% discount for any order above £100. There'll be links and all the details in the description, along with all the other products in the car, or now fitted on the car, should I say. Now, something which happened a few weeks ago, actually probably about a few months ago now actually, was the installation of the Akrapovic exhaust. Now, this was the start of the new look of the car, the new, I don't really know how to explain it, but that was the start of just a new set of modifications to the car. I absolutely love it. You guys have probably heard it. It sounds absolutely ridiculous, and you've probably seen the video for that. If you haven't, then click up there and you'll be able to see it. But of course, it is a titanium back box from Akrapovic, and of course got a anti-drone Resolute on it. Sounds so much better than standard, and I am very, very happy with it. Now, the last thing that went on the car was the tyre stickers. Those I did myself, like I mentioned, sent out to me by Individual Graphics. Again, like all the other products, their details will be left in the description down below. Custom stickers, so I mean, you can just go, it's all about your imagination. And for me, I thought that I'd rep the brand a bit, you know, which actually surprisingly came out pretty well. Now, one last thing, which actually the video hasn't gone live yet, it'll be going live on Wednesday, next Wednesday, for when this video goes out, is the detail. Now, my good friend Mike from Connings Detailing got in touch and said, I want to make your car brand new again, and you can probably notice just how good the paint is looking. So actually yesterday, in terms of filming this video, I got the car detailed. If I come up close, look at that. Look at that. Now, these are one of the things which I just love about this car. Now, for the detailing geeks out there, we only had a time frame of 1 day to do this. We got pretty much 95% of all the imperfections out, but it just looks absolutely stunning. We also put a ceramic coating on the car, on the wheels and on the bodywork, but if you want to see that video, then stay tuned. That'll be coming in a couple of days. But yeah, this is the new look of the car. Very, well, actually quite a lengthy run round but I hope you guys like it. I am a fan, and surely that's all that matters, right? So there we go then. That, I mean, to be honest with you, I just cannot stop smiling. I think that it just looks so damn good. Now obviously some of you guys aren't going to like it, but to be honest with you, I don't really care. It's my car, my taste, and I absolutely love it. So preach that, people. So yeah, like I said in the introduction of the video, the reason why this video is so long and is going to be so long is because I did document and I did film the installation of all these parts, which I think we should do right now. So we're going to cast our mind back about a month to when the car was looking very blue and kind of standard-ish. And we can kind of follow the progress of all the bits getting fitted to the car. So, the first part of this whole process is to do with the steering wheel. Now, as I showed you in the future, once it's fitted, it's an incredible wheel. It looks absolutely stunning. I've gone for carbon, Alcantara, blue stitching, blue 12 o'clock marker, stunning. So basically, we're starting off with the most difficult thing. So I've got a friend of mine who's actually a mechanic coming around in a minute to kind of help with all of this. Obviously we've got to disconnect the battery, take the airbag out, kind of unclick all of the buttons on the original steering wheel and kind of swap it with this one here. Now if I just lean over here again, in this little package I've got some, bear with, matching carbon shift paddles. Now I already have some T-carbon shift paddles on here, but they're kind of paddle extensions, so they're not actual paddles, whereas this is a whole new paddle, so it's not just something stuck onto the original one. So that's going to be very cool. Don't know if you can see up there as well, right at the top, we've got little blue plus and minus indicators depending on what side of the wheel it goes. So as I'm sure I mentioned earlier on in the video when I was showing you the whole thing, the wheel is from Carbon Cockpit. And let's have a little look here, still in its wrapping at the moment, but just some of the details on this. We've got the blue 12 o'clock marker, got the carbon all round here, Alcantara hand grips, flat bottom steering wheel at the flat bottom at the bottom, which is also carbon, and the blue stitching as well. Very, very cool, and I'm very, very excited to get this fitted. So this is the first of many things being fitted on here, and I think this is probably going to be the most difficult, hence why I've got some mechanical help. So that's being fitted, and both the wheel. So yeah, let's get cracking. Okay, so quite amusingly at this stage, we actually got into a bit of a, I don't know, a bit of a confusion really, because I mean, I certainly haven't taken a wheel off a car before, let alone my own car, and I opted through Carbon Cockpit not to get whole new buttons for the steering wheel. So basically that meant taking the whole system out of the original wheel and putting it onto the new one. However, we didn't know how to do that, so we were kind of fiddling around for quite a while, trying to work out where the catches are and everything, and it turns out it all just pulls out in one piece. Obviously give or take, you've got to disconnect some different connectors here and there for obviously all the electrical bits, but it turned out actually really easy, and then once fitted onto the new wheel, it just completed it. It looked absolutely stunning. But now's time to obviously get the wheel fitted back into the car, which I had to do very carefully for obvious reasons, and then we can see the finished product, which I can confirm now looks pretty damn good. So then, the first piece of the puzzle is now complete. My brand new steering wheel. This thing looks absolutely stunning. A huge thank you to Carbon Cockpit for this absolute masterpiece. We've got carbon on the top, the blue 12 o'clock marker. We've got Alcantara hand grips, which are slightly reshaped actually, to kind of hold your hands a little bit better with the blue stitching around the edge. Carbon at the bottom, and then the carbon matching shift paddles as well. You can probably see from this camera up here just how nice it looks. A huge thank you to my friend as well, who helped me fit the wheel, but yeah, here we go. All fits very nicely with that new Akrapovic exhaust as well. So I'm just giving it a little bit of a road test because we disconnected the battery, and therefore the airbag, there was a few fault codes on there, but they have now gone. That's one thing to note if you are going to do that yourself. But now let's have a bit of a home before we move on to the next mod. Lovely, it's coming together, and yeah, just sitting here with this just looks absolutely amazing. But anyway, wheel done. I think we should move on to the next thing, which I don't know what it is going to be yet, but anyway, let's do that. So, it is a new day. In fact, it's actually about 2 weeks since the start of this video was filmed. Anyway, we have a box. Now in here we have three things, all sent out by Ultimate Customs. Now I think I probably said something right at the start of this video when I was kind of showing you all around that. So of course there'll be links down in the description to find out more about all of this. Now let's pop this down and I'll show you what's in it before we obviously fit it onto the car. But yeah, three things in here, three very exciting, quite subtle, but yeah, quite exciting things. So let's have a little look. We'll pop all the packaging and everything to one side. This here is one of the things. We'll put that to the side. More packaging. Second thing. More packaging. And the third thing. Okay, so I think probably the main thing is probably these. Now in here, put that out of the way. In fact, what am I doing? Pop that down there. So in here we have some carbon mirror covers. Now at the moment I have gloss black on the car, but obviously with the addition of the carbon steering wheel I thought I would grab some of these, and seeing as it's such a sunny day today we can just see just how awesome that weave looks. Now, I think this is the driver's side, the off side, and then this one in here is the near side. I'll get this unpackaged because I may as well, but you've got to love a little bit of carbon fibre, right? Look at those. So they're very cool. In fact, I'll pop them just loosely back into the box real quick. Now, whilst on the subject of mirrors, in here we have some dynamic mirror indicator units, shall we say. Now, I think the 7.5 Golf R is renowned for having the dynamic indicators at the back, where they kind of, I don't know, I'll overlay what it does. I'm sure you're all aware of that. The fronts don't do it, and neither do the indicators. However, this kind of unit here, I think that's the near side one, basically fits to the bottom of the mirror, replaces the original unit, and it's obviously a dynamic kind of display, which is very cool. And obviously we have a few tools in here as well. I think this is a trim tool and then a little screwdriver in there as well. So that's the third thing. And then something in here, something which I didn't actually order, so it's nice of the guys at Ultimate Customs to send it across, is these. Now these, I'll kind of get one of them out to show you, is a chrome, so that's like the door latch cover. Now on the OEM one, how it is at the moment, I think it's chrome anyway, but it's just not very nice, and it's got a little R logo on it as well. You might be able to see that. So yeah, that's really cool. Nice little touch as well. So there we go, three little things that we can fit onto the car. And I think, well, first of all, we've got to pretty much take apart the original mirrors, so take the mirror covers off, and obviously take the OEM units of these, then we can put these on, and then the mirror covers to finish. So, without further ado, let's crack on. Okay, so we're at the stage now where we have the OEM mirror covers off on both sides. Now obviously how you do that, you probably saw on the time lapse, you have to basically kind of push the glass to one side and then get your fingers around it and kind of unclick it. Now I did put some of the protective plastic underneath on the floor because I didn't want to completely disconnect it from there. I knew it was only going to be coming out whilst I got to the clips under here, because actually if I were to just bring this out again, we can see under here there is two clips to get the mirror covers off. One of them is up here, the other one's up here. You basically just have to get your finger behind it, and they'll come straight out. So just pop that back in there loosely for now. So we're at the stage now where we have two screws, one here and one under here, and a little connector that we have to unconnect, and then we can have the OEM indicator unit off. So it's 2 screws and that connector there, and then we can basically replace it with the dynamic one. Sweet. So we're now obviously at the stage where we've completely stripped both mirrors of the OEM covers, which are now down there, and the OEM indicator units. Now, one thing to note actually, if you're thinking about doing this yourself, is this screw here towards the main body is a right pain, and as soon as you get to the end of the thread you have to hold, well, I have to do that for all 4 of them actually, hold the screw as you're unscrewing it, because if it goes down inside the mirror, like inside this main bit, then you're gonna have to get like a hoover and just like get it out, because I mean you're not getting down there. So luckily I managed to do all 4 without dropping any of them. So now it's a case of fitting the new parts on. Now with the Golf R indicator unit, when you're in the car you can see like there's a little indentation on the other side, which obviously in this case needs to go in first. So you might be able to see that little bit there needs to go in first, otherwise it's just going to snap or probably not go in. And obviously this end we have the connector up there, which we're going to plug that into, and then of course we do still have the 2 screws. So how do we go about this? We're going to pop that in there first. I mean, I will say this is a very, very fiddly job, not going to lie to you, but hopefully once it's done it should look pretty cool. Anyway, this is probably going to take a year for me to work out, so it's probably going to have a bit of time lapse. Just watch me. So, everybody, it is the moment of truth. Right. So, pop out here. Oh yes! Look at that! That is cool. So obviously now we have the dynamic kind of movement of the light across there, rather than just a plain light like that. Now hopefully this side is also working, which it is. Oh, how cool is that? Now this obviously now matches the rear, which obviously has that dynamic movement with the Mark 7.5 as well. So now that means that that all works. We can do the screws, we can pop the screws back in, 2 on each side, and then pop the new carbon mirror covers on, which are going to look lovely in this lovely weather we have today. But that is a mission success. Okay, there we go. Oh, hang on. There we go, all clipped in. Brilliant, we're done. So the mirrors are now complete. Really, really happy with how they look, especially with the sun shining down on them. Now, the last little mod from exclusive customers, for now at least, to kind of finish off this section, is these little, I don't know, door catch chrome inserts. Now it's really easy to fit them. Literally, you get 2 little bits of 3M tape which you just peel off and stick them on. In fact, I'll just do a little test fit now. Only a small little mod, but really does make a big difference when you see it. So what we're going to do, really, really simple, get the red protective plastic off of both of the sticky pads, like so, and line it up, make sure the R is facing the right way. That would be awkward. And pop it on there, make sure it's straight, apply a bit of pressure, and done. Now we've just got to do it 3 more times, and we'll have all 4 doors looking nice and neat like that. So there we are then, the next stage of modifications are complete on the car, courtesy of Ultimate Customs UK. We have a completely new mirror setup with the carbon fibre mirror covers on top, absolutely stunning in the sunshine today. So it's a genuine VW par, which they've basically lacquered and covered over in carbon fibre, so all the fixing and fittings are all there and all in the correct place. And then just below those we have the dynamic indicators there, matching the rear ones now, silky smooth, looking very, very cool. So yeah, there we go, pretty much a completely different and upgraded mirror setup. And then if I just open the door, you can see we have these chrome kind of door catch covers now with the R emblem up on the top as well. A very, I don't know, it's a very subtle one, but one which when you open the door you certainly do notice it now. And yeah, obviously we've already fitted the carbon wheel, courtesy of Carbon Cockpit. Looks absolutely stunning. I love the blue stitching and the blue 12 o'clock marker. Of course, carbon as well. So we've kind of done a bit of a carbon upgrade. And to be honest, I'd be lying if I said that I was done with the carbon. So yeah, I think that's probably going to round us on pretty nicely to the next little stage of the modifications for the Golf R. So, things are coming together pretty nicely now. However, in the boot of the car we have one last bit from Ultimate Customs which I'm going to fit to the car now. So, unlock it. It's quite a big thing actually. However, because it's so light, you can probably imagine that it's carbon fibre. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently pop this down and show you guys what we have in here. Now in this big old box up here, we can see we've got carbon weave there. We have an Oettinger spoiler to go on the back of the Golf R. Now you may remember when I got the car unwrapped quite a while ago now from Venom Wraps, you may remember that I had a Maxton Design lip spoiler on there which I didn't bother putting on because I knew I wanted one of these for the new look of the car. I liked the Maxton wing, it made a big difference to the car, especially running it standard like this. It did just provide that nice little lip which you got on the back. However, it was a bit flimsy and I thought I'd just go big and get one of these. So let's get this unpackaged and well, I think it's pretty easy to fit. So I think we should crack on, shall we? So obviously because this is carbon fibre, genuine carbon fibre, it's very, very light, which is very cool. So we can get this unpackaged. Ooh! Okay. Yeah, this is going to look cool. So obviously we now do have quite a few little carbon goodies on the car. This being one of them. Got the carbon mirrors and the carbon steering wheel. This is going to set the back end off really, really nicely. So the key to this is to obviously first of all completely decontaminate this whole surface here, which I have done. I'm now going to give it a little test fit because actually, probably worth noticing, we have 3M tape in 3 places on the spoiler. So it's pretty much just, should we call it a peel and play? Is that a bit weird, or we'll go with that. So we're going to have a little test fit now to see if it all fits nicely, which it looks like it does. Oh, this looks wicked in the sun. Okay, right, we're just gonna go straight in, get this unpackaged. Well, I say unpackaged, unpeeled, and get straight out the car. Okay. I'll show you properly in a minute. Actually, no, you would have seen it at the beginning of this video actually, but that in the sunshine today looks class. Now actually, something worth noticing, you guys may remember a good 6 months ago maybe when I did the Golf R versus Golf GTI with Will. He actually had this exact same spoiler, even from Ultimate Customs. So he is the man who's probably watching today, who is responsible for this and everything to do with the Ultimate Customs guys. So yeah, thank you for that. And this has completely changed the back of the car. Yeah, I'm happy. So the final part of today's video is actually to do with the wheel, well I say wheels, tyres. Now You may remember on my previous car, the Audi A1, I did do some tyre stickers. Now I'm a big fan of tyre stickers, but hear me out if you're not necessarily a fan of them. In this bag here, I have some custom tyre stickers from individual graphics. Now, it'll all become a lot clearer once we've actually got them fitted on the car, but we've got some custom ones which say Hampshire on one side and photography on the other. So that's going to be quite cool. But the thing with these is all about the prep. So basically what you've got to do is get all of the grime and oil off of the tyres before you even think about trying to apply these things. So I've got some acetone in here and a white rag, and I'm basically trying to get all of the grime off. Now I've done it a few times already, and look at that. It's pretty messy stuff. So I imagine this is going to take a lot of time to do it on all four corners, but I think once it's done, it's going to look really rather cool. Now, I'll be honest, it is recommended that you take the take the wheels off the car, which I will be doing in a minute. I've just got a bit of free time now, so I thought that I'd at least prep them. So yeah, this is, well, it's not nice, put it that way. I mean, look at the rag. But it is important because we do want it to form a nice solid bond between the tyres and the stickers. But yeah, I think we're getting there. Once we've done this, then we should be able to start putting them on. Okay, so progress update. All four of the wheels are now off the car. I can prove that. See, we now have the task of, well, basically putting the stickers on. So there's actually quite a complicated way of doing this. Now obviously, like I mentioned previously, it's all in the prep work. So I've completely decontaminated the areas of each of the four tyres which are going to have these stuck to, and I don't know if I mentioned or not, but they're custom. So I've got Hampshire on one side and then photography on the other. So that's going to be very cool, and hopefully it's going to look pretty cool. So I'm not sure if you're actually going to be able to pick this up or not, but basically we have Hampshire kind of engraved into this template, and what we're going to do is basically stick each letter, or each respective letter, on the different part, and that means when we put it on the tyre, it's all going to be lined up, and then we can apply the glue and all that kind of stuff. But now we're going to do that. We're going to apply all of that, and then we'll go on to the next stage. Looking back at that footage, actually, I don't think it really came up on camera, but this is what we're here. This is what we've got here. Basically, this clear bit, which I've just stuck back down very clumsily, obviously has all these letters in, which, say for example, let's get an M. When that is taken away from the backing, we then line up the M, it sticks down, and then obviously when it's that way around, I'm all over the place. It's very late in the evening, and I really want this to be done now. Okay, so we're now at the stage where we have all of the letters in the word Hampshire all stenciled up, shall we say, all lined up in the right order and all lined up as per the template. I'm hoping this is all making sense, but now all of these letters are now ready for glue. So basically we're just going to use some heavy duty super glue and basically just cover the whole surface area of the stickers and then stick them to the tyres, hopefully without gluing my hands together, which is probably inevitable. But we'll do that, and then we shall begin putting them on this. Well, what did I say about gluing my hands together? Well, my hands are fine, but I've can you tell it's late? I've genuinely super glued the super glue to the bloody floor, and oh great. Well. Now it's on my hands. Oh god. Yeah, so it turns out I dropped this before I actually started gluing, which then meant that it super glued itself to the floor. But anyway, we shall now, oh, where do I start? Right, okay, so basically what we're going to do is essentially pencil in the surface area of all of the stickers. Now, give or take a few little bits, obviously we're not going to get everything, but once it's applied, you can kind of stick down any loose corners. So I'll probably end up doing that. But yeah, we've got to be fairly quick with this, otherwise the glue's going to dry and it's not going to be stuck to anything. Guess that hopefully won't be an issue because we're getting there fairly quickly. But yeah, really excited to see how this is going to look. Hopefully it all goes to plan. Okay, so we're going to loosely put it in place. I think around there. Oh no. And then basically what we're going to want to do now is apply pressure, obviously so that it can bond together. And flipping hell, I've done it again. Ow! I'm making a proper mess of this. But anyway, hopefully this is going to work and we're going to get some results out of it. At the moment, I'm kind of just gluing myself to anything and everything. Now, fast forwarded ever so slightly till we have one complete tile. We of course have the Hampshire on one side and photography on the other. This looks absolutely awesome. Now, this is going to be quite a repetitive process because I've got to do this on, obviously, all 4 wheels. So I think I'm going to skip all the rest. I'm going to sit here for the next like 2 hours and do all of this. And then it'll be time to put the wheels back on and we can see the new look of the Golf R. So there we are, back to real time. The car, sorry, I just cannot stop looking at it and stop just admiring how damn good it looks. This is kind of the vision which I had for this car. I'm so glad that I have pulled it off, I guess, thanks to everyone involved, all the brands who made all the amazing parts to go on the car. Like I've mentioned in the video, all the details will be down in the description and down below. And as for Ultimate Customs, remember to quote HP10 for 10% off your order at checkout. But there we go, that is going to round up this incredibly long video. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and if you've actually got to the end of it, then props to you, thank you. You might even want to let me know down in the comments if you did make it to the end. But anyway, yeah, there we go. The new look at the Golf R. Finally, the Golf R content is back on the channel. And like I said, the detailing video will be live next week, and also a couple of bits and bobs to do with the car. But anyway, a huge thank you to anyone who's made it to the end of the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, then please do make sure you leave a like and make sure you subscribe for all the adventures.